Hi everyone, we are going to start our next session soon. Okay, it's 12 now. Right, just a quick check. Everybody can hear me? Just do a quick test. Okay, I'll do this so that, okay, great. Just do a polling is easier. Okay, still waiting for a few of you to be online. Okay, I have a question about, Ricardo is asking if we want to see live lecture, we have to join 10 minutes before, right? Because the lecture in the morning. Oh, okay. In fact, all of you should be able to log in, but I'm not sure about the 250 students matter because we are still trying to get to the IT side to get this address. By right, or if you are enrolled in the class, you should be able to join the class. But let me just get back to all of you maybe later on because I'm not sure whether by leaving and joining again you will face the same problem or not. Because for technical issues such as that, right? I'm not sure if they can actually open for more than 250 students. Okay, Bui Tang Tai, you have missed the morning class. So maybe you can download from or listen again to the morning recording because everything is recorded. Okay. All right, I will start in about 2 minutes time. So everybody get ready while I'm still waiting for a few more of the students to log in. Siha try. You say they will kick out because the class is more than 250. Okay, your attendance will be captured. So in terms of that, right, you might need to check with the technical staff as well for this matter. Okay, for those students that have problem joining this morning, I would suggest that you email to the technical staff so that they can see if your attendance and such has been captured. And I will also check with technical staff if 250 is the max that can hold in this class. Okay? All right. I think we shall not wait and we shall start the class proper. Okay, For chapter 2, right, we are going to talk about, okay, give me a second, let me just open this up. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, can I see the slide? Okay, Ricardo is asking me about the quiz or exam. When and where? Okay, I have addressed to this question early this morning, but since today is the first and second lecture, first time we are doing online. So let me just answer to your question again. Now, the quiz test, as I have mentioned earlier this morning, there's two quiz. There's quiz one, which is from topic 1 to 3, and quiz 2 from topic 4 to 6. The MCQ quiz test will be done online and it's supposed to be done on Moodle. You have only 1 hour to attend to the quiz. So do not log in, log out, log in, log out. The moment you log in, it will be counted. The Moodle will not be updated. The date will not be open until it has been confirmed. So for the quiz test, don't worry about the quiz test first, because nearer to date, I will let you know. And the quiz test is open for 1 month. Okay? Okay, it might be on Blackboard. So if it's on Blackboard, you just access through Blackboard. It will be the same. I will further I will get the actual information, because anyway I have not set the date for the quiz test yet, so do not worry about that. As for exam, okay, now in the meantime, right, for exam wise, we will not have any updates until further notice, because if the pandemic is not over by then, we will probably be doing your exam online. Okay, but of course, if let's say because your exam is in June, so if by June, right, the pandemic is over, you will probably have to be physically in school doing the test. The quiz test is open for 1 week, so you can do anytime during the week. But the moment you log in, you only have 1 hour to attend to all the questions. You have 30 questions to attempt. Yes, MCQ. 30 MCQ questions. Okay, so if there's no other further questions, oh, it's maxed out. Oh, okay. Because today we are having 2 sessions, so I can only check with the technical staff later on. Thank you. My break was good. Okay, so maybe later on, I will see what I can do, whether I can contact them regarding this issue. All safe as well. Thank you. All of you stay safe. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's on Blackboard, you'll just proceed on to do the quiz test on Blackboard, because both platforms are the same. Okay, so if let's say you have been communicated that your quiz test is done on Blackboard, just carry on. But in the meantime, don't worry about the quiz test, because we have not determined the date yet. As for, as I mentioned earlier, if the pandemic is over and we are supposed to be back in school, you will have to come physically to school to do your final exam. But if let's say the pandemic is not over by then there's a possibility that exam will be done online. For quiz 2, the topic will be from 4 to 6. On your platform, if you are not able to go into Moodle, everything you just settle on Blackboard. Okay? because currently we are still porting over. Yes, DBA and supply chain has the same lecture, yes, because the management module is the same. Okay, if I have answered to all the questions, maybe we shall start the class now. All right. Okay, great. So now the next chapter we are going to talk about will be on the management is under environment. Okay. So we are going to talk about anything that is surrounding us, in short. I'm going to break into different, I'm going to use simple words and to make things easier to understand. But if you have any question, again, please raise up your hand to ask or in the chat box. Okay, today's learning outcome, we are going to talk about external environment, which later on I will further dwell into what is external environment and why is it important. And how does the external environment affect managers in today's context? We will also be talking about organization culture. How does it affect us and why is organization culture important? Okay, first part. Now, what is external environment and why is it important? Okay, well, come, let's try and see if you can tell me what is external environment in your opinion. In your opinion, tell me what is external environment. Okay, sorry, external environment. Culture support from other companies, public. Oh, some more. Just try, don't worry. In my class, any questions is intelligent question. Okay, society. To me, no question is a stupid question. So please just ask question. It is fine because we learn from there. Outside factors, yes. Disaster, yes. Events or government policy, yes. Society, yes. Consider as external. Function can affect the company. Okay. External environment. Okay. What else? Community group. Okay. That is probably stakeholder. Okay. Law, yes. I think roughly more or less you all know some ideas. Okay, I saw someone writing test. Okay, compose outside factors. Yes. Okay. So I guess more or less you all know what the factors. So let me just explain a bit on this. External factors, right, are basically things or any situation or any event or any forces outside the organization that will affect its performance. Okay, such as things like economic components like interest rate, inflation, the other performance, I mean other factors, which I will talk about it shortly. But let's talk about pandemic. Is it considered as external environment as well? That is COVID-19. Okay. Okay, good. So basically it is a force or a situation that happens outside your organization which affect its performance or I would say the operation. Now, in terms of components, right, these are the components of the external environment that we are going to talk about. Okay. So now, let's dwell into each one of these and explain a bit more what are all these. Okay. First one, economic. What is economic? Economic is basically talking components, is actually talking about such things as interest rate, inflation, the demand and supply. Okay, you can say that as well. And also the employment, unemployment rate, and of course the disposable income of employees. Okay, and this, why is this affect the organization? If you look about it, we'll just take a look at interest rate. Okay, interest rate at different country already will affect the economy, as well as, let's say, disposable income. The more disposable income you have, you will be able to have money to buy goods or product. So when you have money to buy goods and product, it's a vicious cycle. It will make the business that sell the product and services to be, in a way, making profit. In terms, this money will be given back to their employees. So it goes in like a vicious cycle. So this is what it is talking about as in like economy context. All right. Can you understand this part? So when you're in an organization, right, does this affect you? It definitely will. Okay, even like interest rate. Like when we buy a product from elsewhere, let's say a foreign country, we want it to be sent to Singapore, the interest rate will definitely affect the price that we are paying for it. Okay, so that is economic. So now let's look at demographic. What is basically demographic? Maybe some of you try. Anyone else? Population, people, okay. What else? Basically, demographic. What does demographic? Okay. Age, somebody say age. Gender, yes. Okay, good. Okay, now, I think most of you has a rough guide. Okay, now Chuan Khan is saying that the age for, let me see, the 18 to 30 usually buy smartphone more than the age. Okay, not true. Nowadays, due to, like say, changing environment, right? A lot of things, right? Even nowadays, uncle at 60 are buying smartphone because they realize that there is a need to. Not relating to marketing module, but external environment will be used throughout all modules, management, marketing, logistics, because these are all things that will affect the organization. Okay, demographic. So demographic is basically concerned with trends. Okay, the key word is, okay, let me just use the whiteboard. Give me a minute. Okay. Okay, demographics, right, is usually do with what we call the trends in the characteristics, okay, in population. Right, such as we have population here. Okay, and these are talking about things such as what I have mentioned earlier: education. We have age. We have things such as race. Sorry. we have gender, we have even like family composite. Okay. Ethnicity will be talking about race. Okay. Ethnicity is talking about race. It's under race. So you see, in demographic, right, it talks about this. And why is it that organization need to understand and know all these trends under demographic is because you see, like in Singapore, okay, occupation, income, yes, this is all under the demographic components as well. Now, let me just use age. Okay, let me just use age as a, okay, hold on, how come I cannot draw? Okay, let me just use age as an example. Okay, let me just use age. In a organization, okay, let's say organization. We talk about organization is this. We are talking about demographic. Okay, we use Singapore as an example. Okay, now Singapore, our population is what we call aging population. Okay, so in Singapore, aging population is part of our demographic, the trends in population. Okay, meaning in Singapore, right, if you are an organization, you want to talk about, you want to understand about Singapore, this is part of something that you will need to know. Okay, aging population. So what product will you sell in a country that is aging? You know what I'm trying to say? So why is it that in management, when we study management, we need to know what is happening in our external environment? It's because remember the first topic that we touched on? We touched on changing workforce and changing workplace. We talk about uncertainty in the environment. So the thing is that when there is a change and a difference in the trends, we need to move and we need to understand how we can create better, maybe innovation or innovation to actually create this trend. Okay, like in recent years, there is an increase in more and more people getting education, putting their first priority into getting education. Okay, so these are all demographic and trends. All right, and even like geographic areas, these are also talking about demographics. Okay, now the next one, we talk about the one that people are always very concerned on nowadays. We are all into it, technology. What is technology? Okay, technology component, right, is usually in external environment, something which we are very concerned in terms of our scientific or the industrial innovation. And in organization, we will also be very concerned the advancement of the technology in the country that the organization is functioning. Okay, that means what is happening is this country a developed country whereby technology is already presented, like in Singapore, we have very advanced technological like support. In other country, some of the country as well, but those like country that are less developed, they will have technology that is not so advanced. So these are basically the external environment that will affect the organization. Okay, Okay, now the next one, we talk about social cultural. Social cultural is slightly, it's not slightly, but different, is different from demographics. Okay, let me just draw these. These and these are not equal. A lot of people, right, they have a misconception that demographic and social cultural are the same. It is different. Like I mentioned earlier, demographic are components such as age, race, gender, education level, the family, like, or demographic. Like, certain country, like in China, they only can have one child per family. So their therefore demographic family composition, if a small family, will be three. In countries like, okay, some Muslim country, because uh, they their cultural aspects, right? They do not have this kind of curb as compared to China. They can have as many kids as they want. And for a country like Singapore, we are, because of social issue, because of high living standard, usually they have two. Can you see the difference in in the demographic in different country? Okay, so demographic is basically talking about this. And like I say, it is not equal. Okay, this sign that I draw is say not equal to social cultural. Okay, so now understand what is demographic first. Social cultural is basically talking about the factors, meaning the values, the attitudes of the people in the country, the lifestyle, the patterns of behavior, the taste. Okay, we talk about taste. It will be different. Okay, somebody wrote social. Okay, let me just see. Somebody wrote something on the chat. Social culture, knowing about people around you and their family background, is not knowing family background as in like how many people in their family. If that is asking about how many people in their family, this is under demographic. That's the reason why I want to further explain these two, because these two has always confused students thinking that they are the same. If you're asking about the composite of the family, meaning, oh, your family got 2, 3 people, 4, or do you have your grandparents, all this composite, it is demographic. Okay? Social cultural, it is talking about attitudes. It is talking about trend. It is talking about, okay, let me just use a more striking one for social cultural. It is about lifestyles. Okay. Lifestyle. All right, lifestyle. It is talking about, okay, let me type that. Attitude. Okay. Example, social cultural. Lifestyle. In countries such as Australia, they have a more relaxed lifestyle. So afterward, they can be having a glass of wine. This is lifestyle. Okay. And okay, Chong Yok Ting. Claire say people getting different benefits. It's not about benefits. It's basically about how people behave in the country, their attitude, their lifestyle. Okay, like some country is a lifestyle to wine and dine. Okay, some country their lifestyle is basically to work. Their attitude is different. Their beliefs. Okay, another one about social cultural. We are also talking about beliefs. Okay. Okay, let's take for example, and also trends. Okay. Now, Nguyen Hong V asked me about FAD. Okay, FAD is a marketing term. All right. FAD, yeah, not FAT, yeah. Okay. FAD is actually a marketing term. Okay, and it's basically talking about, okay, let me just open, since it's on this, I will open up my whiteboard. Okay, now, FAD. Okay, this is a marketing terms where we draw on product life cycle. Sorry, okay. And usually, okay, this is product life cycle. For normal product life cycle, it go by introduction, growth, mature, and decline. Alright. Now, for FAD, it is this way. It goes this way and come down. Okay, this is FAD. It is talking about trends or product that the moment nobody wants, it doesn't even mature. It doesn't mature. It just die. Okay, just like product like Tamagotchi. You play before this? Initially, it was very hot in the market. Then when it died, it really have a total sudden death. This is called fad. Usually used for things that are fashion. But then again, out of fashion very quickly. Okay? So, social cultural is not this. Social cultural, the meaning is not fad. Right? It is just basically what people has the social cultural, right, is basically the component on the values, traditional lifestyle, the taste and patterns. Okay, can I understand this part? Okay, somebody asking me the meaning of fad. Now, marketing student, marketing student. Okay, now, like I mentioned earlier, it's actually a short life craze. Okay, a short life craze. That means a fashion. Yeah, correct. It's a short life craze. A fad that actually die very quickly. Okay. Okay, let's continue. A practice or interest followed for a time. Yes, and a sudden death. Right. So like, let me just continue to explain about social cultural. Like say it's a lifestyle, right? So you look at Singapore, it's also a trend. So in recent years, right, there is a trend that people start to um, buy private property. Is a trend, okay? And it become a lifestyle that people start to like want to go for a more relaxed kind of way of living lifestyle, okay? Or healthy lifestyle is also part of a social cultural thing. It usually, if you let's say you want to put everything in a nutshell, is the patterns of behavior. Like in your country, I believe that you will know that you will realize that there are certain patterns of behavior that is different from the behavior in other countries. Okay, so this is called social cultural. Okay, all right. Okay, next we have political and legal. So when you talk about political and legal components, it talks about the law that has been set in the country. Okay. And okay, let's say external environment. We put an example. You are an organization selling Okay, face product. Oh, don't say face product. Let's say, okay, let's say we say you sell hand cream. Okay, in Singapore. All right, you will be under some legal regulation when you sell anything that touches the skin in Singapore. Okay, because this hand cream will have to be tested to make sure that it does not hurt or does not create any not say injury but sensitivity or create any rash to the skin itself. Okay, this is a regulation in Singapore. So if you're an organization that sells hand cream, under the legal aspect in Singapore, this is what will happen. Okay, the external environment. So the external environment, will it affect the organization? Yes, definitely. Okay, because you might be able to sell in one country, another country that is not Singapore, that is not so strict, but you might not be able to bring your hand cream into Singapore if we have this kind of regulation. Okay, can understand this part? Okay, okay, Ricardo, you're asking if we are getting break if it's online. I believe that you were not with us during the first session, right? Yes, we do have breaks. Okay, maybe until half the slide, I will give all of you a break. Don't worry. Okay, the next one. Finally, we have the last part, which we talk about is global. Now, global, if you ask me to explain about global, right? It is usually those components or issues like political instability. We have terrorist attacks or something that is associated with world economy. Okay, so instead of the economy in the country, we are talking about the economy in the whole entire world. All right, so it is in fact more in terms of like a more in-depth and as a whole, just like now we are facing what we call a global condition. Okay, like disease um okay, if you want to talk about like now this COVID-19 is considered as a global issue, if you want to put it in that way. Okay, it hurts the world economy. It hurts the world economy, so it's like affecting the whole entire world itself. Okay, all right. Okay, I'll just give your 10 seconds to ponder on this before I go on to the next slide, if there's any question you want to ask. Okay, Amrullah asked me to explain again political and legal. Yes, definitely no issue. Okay, now for political and legal issue, right? Political issue we talk about, of course, the stability of the country, the political issues in the country. But when you talk about legal, right? Usually in any country, they have their legal and or we call laws and regulation towards everything. So, example, if you're an organization, okay, now we say bringing in fish, okay, let's say you're selling fish. Okay, whether is it fish, is it okay, let me just I'll type it. I know it's a bit small, so just okay, I'll type it's easier. Medicine, okay, where be it medicine, be it hand cream, okay. Is it? If you realize all these products that I've written, right, it has to be deal with consumption of human being. So if let's say you are doing any business, selling fish, bringing in medicine or hand cream into country like in Singapore, our country have our own rules, laws and regulation. Okay, like medicine. There are certain medicine that you are unable to bring to Singapore. It is under the legal side. Okay, just like hand cream, any hand cream product or products that touches the skin, it has to be what we call approved by our Singapore legal bodies that it is safe for consumption. Okay, can you understand this part? Can you understand? Okay, great. Oh, now somebody want me to explain again social cultural. Okay, now I will explain again. So for social cultural aspect, we are basically talking about things such as lifestyle. Okay, in the country, we talk about trends. Okay, I'm going to use Singapore context again. So let's say trend or lifestyle. In recent years, right? Let's say you are selling cars. Okay, I don't talk about cars first. Let's the recent years the trend. A family will have a composite of father, mother, two children, okay, grandparents, and a maid. Okay, how many are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? This is the trend in Singapore. So if you are selling cars, okay, if you are selling cars, what kind of car will you sell? Will you sell a saloon car? Okay, or a seven-seater car? Very good, big van. Okay, okay, SUV, yes. So now you understand what is social culture. A Ferrari definitely not, because it will not fit so many people. Okay, of course, some people will say that, hey, but then again, if you're asking about number of people, it has to do with demographic as well. Am I right? Yes. Because if you're talking about composition of the family size, it is under demographic. But then again, there is a trend that people will buy seven-seater car. No, you don't get a bus. Okay, bus. I don't think it is necessary, because bus you can actually drive the whole entire village. Okay. All right. So basically, this is the explanation for social cultural, as well as lifestyle. Like, okay, like in some country, it's like they might have a lifestyle of every weekend going for musicals. All this is considered as lifestyle as well. Drinking wine, fine dining, lifestyle. Okay. Recent years, certain trends, and even like social culture, we talk about taste. Okay. Taste as well. So we need to understand what kind of taste will interest people at different country. Like in Japan, I hardly see people eating chili. Okay, this is taste. Okay, but in places like Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, wow, yes, hot and spicy is perfect. To me, hot and spicy food is perfect food. All right. So this is become like a social culture aspect, and it will affect your country, because if you are selling food, That is the thing that you need to understand and know. Okay? All right. Okay, now for this next slide, right? Okay. The thing about today, right? For slide, I will suggest that all of us, I'm going to skip this because this is not an updated trend, updated information. Okay, but this is just a demonstration of certain like when we talk about economy, how we can look into it. Okay, what is economic inequalities? When you see the word inequality, what does it ring in your mind? Okay, not equal, not balanced. Okay, good. What else? Unfair. Okay, unfairness. Good. Okay, now the key thing is about when it comes to economic inequalities, right? Um, Usually we talk about it as in like there is a gap. Inequality will talk as in like there's a gap. So like some individuals, right? They work very hard, and they are rewarded for their hard work, all this such. But in a way that the gap between the rich somehow or other has been widened in certain developed countries. Okay, but the problem is that we start not to accept the increasing income gap. Okay, so we always feel that people nowadays always feel that they can grab hold of opportunities and have to be able to increase and to merge the gap. Unequality distribution. Yes, correct. Okay, now someone wrote, let me see who's that. Okay, good. Kalila actually say unequal distribution of income and opportunity between different groups in society. Yes. So that's the reason why some people feel that it is a problem. However, there are also 10%. That's why you see this one, they say 10% of adulting economic is not a problem. But the rest of 60, they will feel that it is something that some things has to be done about it. Okay. So for this section, right, when we talk about economy, we have to understand also the bottom line, how societal attitudes in the economy, right, might actually create constraint when they make decision and manage their business. You know, in recent years, right, we start to have what we call this sharing economy. Okay. And so basically, what is sharing economy? Sharing economy, I believe that in today's context, the okay, I won't use that first because later I'll talk more about that. First one, Airbnb, okay. Sharing of individual property for a fee, okay. The next one, we have things such as Uber, which is no longer in Singapore, okay. Now the one that is functioning is Grab. We have other sharing economy websites such as Snap Goods, okay. Sharing, all these, right, are basically sharing individual property, okay, for a set of price. Now, all these, I'm not going to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about Grab in Singapore. Okay, now, in Singapore context, right, Grab function a bit different as compared to what a sharing economy should have. Because, in fact, Grab is supposed to be like what is written here. The asset owner share with individual through a peer-to-peer service. But in Singapore, right, apparently Grab has been dominated by a company. Okay. So this company actually bought a lot of cars and then engage people to drive as Grab drivers. So in this case, it is actually functioning as what we call more on like a taxi base than a Grab. Can you see a difference between these? Okay. However, I will not like dwell into this because of course, to its own is how the country allows this to happen. But what I'm trying to say is that if strictly putting sharing economy into the real explanation, it is a asset. It must be from asset owners. Okay. And they share with individuals for a set of fees. Okay. Like example, you have a house, you rent it out. This is called sharing economy. Okay. Like maybe you, okay, wait, someone sharing it with individuals through, okay, let me take a look. Sharing it with individuals through their own economic system. Okay, what do you mean by economic system? 美梦园 is it? What do you mean by economic system? Selling is not, no. Okay, now, usually is you rent out, yes, it is not selling. Selling is not a sharing economy. So this one have to be mindful. Sharing economy is just what I have, I share with you, not I sell you. The moment I sell to you, it is considered as a deal. It is not sharing. Okay? Okay, good. Any question? It's good as you ask, because I find that online the beauty is that some of you will feel more comfortable just typing what you want to know. Okay. Okay, I shall. Okay, peer to peer means like from yourself to another person. Meaning someone that is like your friends, like your people around you. Okay. Question? Okay, just let you have a second so that you. All right. Okay. Let me see if there's any more question. If there's no more question, then I will move on. Okay. Okay. Grab. Now, like I mentioned already, Grab, whether it's a good example or not, don't use in the Singapore context. How can skill be counted as? Okay, I think skill set is probably like you're sharing knowledge as well. Okay. It is part of the sharing economy. We talk about things that you have. You know what I mean? Okay. Like the expertise, like the concept behind collaboration, the consumption, you rent out. Not really a skill set, but probably a knowledge. You can also share a knowledge. Okay, now Meng Yuan say, I can think of it as the sharing economy where the company can help the individual get the benefit and that the individual can help the company get it. Okay, now, um, like I mentioned, when we talk about sharing economy, we are talking about assets owner, okay? And it must be through peer-to-peer. But of course, I understand that some company actually take advantage of the situation to so-called create a business out of it. Okay, right. Okay, let's move on to the next. So now, for this demographic, right, we have here the different age cohort. Okay, we have the different age cohort. Now, I'm just going to, okay, some of the test bank, like the MCQ quiz, you might be tested, so maybe you just write down. Huh? Okay, for baby boomers, okay, I'll just type here. Demography is not really a destiny, but of course it's like the composite and depends on the country itself. Okay, now baby boomers are born in the year 1946 to 1964. Okay, okay, give me a second. Let me just do the year first. Gen X. Okay, they are born in 1965 to 1977. Okay. Gen Y, they are a group of people that are born in 1978 to 1994. And of course, the last group, Generation Z, okay, they are the youngest group after the 1995. Okay, got it? So now, hold on, let me go back to the question that was asked earlier. Demography is destiny. What do you mean by demography is destiny? 低经济. I don't really understand what you mean by demography is destiny. I don't really, what do you mean by? Which slide are you talking about that say demography is destiny? Oh, you mean this one, the destiny part, okay. Okay, it's not really destiny, but it's talking about the different groups, how they behave, okay? The different groups, how they behave, and the different cohort, yeah, okay. This is just a word to say that this is basically baby boomers behave this way, Gen X behave this way, Generation Y behave in a certain way, and Generation Z, they have their own way and outlook. Okay? Okay. Yes. All right. Okay. So this is basically the age cohort. If let's say some of you um, would like to know what it means, okay? I mean the year. Okay, good. Let's continue with the next slide. So now, how would now we talk about external environment, right? We talk about all the political, legal, demographic, social. How would it in fact affect managers? Okay, how will it affect managers? So we are going to look into a few ways or a few categories or rather 3 that will affect. The first one is job and employment. Okay, the next one is environmental uncertainty. And of course, the third one is stakeholder relationship. So let's talk about the first one, job and employment. Okay, now, you see, like I mentioned earlier, of all the external environment, right, one of the most, I would say, powerful constraint that managers will face, right, is the change on job and employment. In a way, be it a changing workforce or a change in condition, okay, and the change in environmental issue. All these, right, in fact, has it will affect, these will affect the job and employment, it will affect the managers. Okay. Okay, what I'm saying is that in all aspects, right, job and employment, because of the availability, the type of jobs that are available, right, they affect on how it will be created and managed as well. Okay, now, example nowadays, right, a lot of companies, they are arranging things to be done in more like flexi hours, okay, or freelancing or contract workers. So these will definitely affect managers as compared to if they are what we call full-time worker. Okay, can you understand this part? Okay, take a minute to think about it. Any question? So the job and employment, right? We are talking about in today's context, because now again, into today, right? In today's context, we are moving into freelancing. We have contract work. We have organization engaging staff who are what freelancer and not full timer. So these will affect because there will be constraint. Like if you are not a full timer, right, there are things that you might need to manage as compared to if you're a full timer. Because full timer, you probably have what we call the necessity things, like your annual leave, like your fixed pay, etc. All these things, right, it will affect the manager itself. Okay, can you understand this part? Okay, so the next one we talk about, the other constraint is called assessing environmental uncertainty. So what does it mean by an external environment? Because um, the constraint posed to managers is that external environment is among one of the uncertainty found in the environment. So it will actually affect the organization outcome. Now, let us take a look at this slide, and it probably will explain a bit better. Okay, if you look at these 4 dimension of uncertainty, right, this is talking about the unpredictable change. So if the component inside they change frequently, we can consider it as dynamic. Okay, okay, dynamic environment. But if it is minimal, we can say that it is stable. Okay. So now a stable environment, right? Usually the keyword is it is predictable. Okay. That's why it's stable because nothing changed. Everything is the same. And usually there is probably not many competitors to fight with, okay, and such. But in areas such as like if it is dynamic, okay, so we just need to look at the extreme end, very unpredictable, okay, unpredictable environment. It becomes like there might be a lot of environmental issues. We might have a lot of competitors, and the environment complexity is high. Okay, so these are the things, right? When we assess the environmental thing, this is what happened. Okay, can you understand this part? So when we assess environmental uncertainty, right, we use these four dimension as one of um the system or a concept to actually ask ourselves to assess environment uncertainty. But I'm not saying that this is what that is all again, because there are a lot of other tools which somehow or other can be used to really assess it. Okay, so how does this concept of environment uncertainty influence the managers? So if you look at this, right, you can see that, let me repeat again, cell 1 will be a stable, simple environment, and cell 4, sorry, a very dynamic and complex environment. So definitely, right, managers will have greatest influence in cell 1 because nothing is changing and uncertainty is not a threat at all. Okay. But in cell 4, right, uncertainty become a threat to the organization effectiveness. So if the company is functioning at a cell 4, they need to make sure that they are able to cope with what is happening. Okay. But somehow or other, control is rarely a choice. Okay. But in today's context, we will never be able to look at an environment at a cell 1 perspective. Okay, because things change. And every day something will happen and it will become environmental uncertainty again. Okay, but as in a management point of view, we try to make sure that we minimize the effect on the effectiveness of the company. Okay. Okay, the last one, which is the third one, managing stakeholder relationship. So stakeholders, right, is talking about any, I won't say constituency, but rather even like employees are considered stakeholder, bankers are considered stakeholders, supplier, customer are all stakeholders. To put it in a nutshell, stakeholders are basically people who has an, whether it's significant or not, influence on the organization, as organization has an impact on them as well. Okay, so take for example, the employees will have an impact on the organization if they are people who are not skilled on it. Okay, and organization will have an effect on the employees if the organization is not working well and cannot pay them. As compared to, it's the same as if the organization is working with a bank. The bankers, right, they will depend on the organization to borrow money from them, so that because banks, they are basically, that is what they do. They need people to borrow money so that they can earn interest. And organization will depend on bank to lend them money. So in a way, they influence each other, okay, and they affect each other, the decision, okay. And of course, some of these stakeholders will have an impact on the decision, just like employee. If you realize that the employees in the organization who are stakeholders that are not performing, they are not skilled, it will affect the organization performance. And the organization probably has to send them for training in order to bring up, to create better effectiveness and efficiency. Okay, so in short, usually the thing is that organization is trying to reduce the impact of change. Trying to reduce the impact on change. All right. So when you manage the relationship, even like I use the most simpler, closest to the organization is employee. They manage the relationship so as to prevent and close up the gap of anything that will affect the performance. Okay? Okay, question up to this part. Question up to this part. Okay, great. If all are clear, if no question, let's go for a 15 minutes break. Oh, so lunchtime. Okay, please go. Those that have a quick lunch, I'll see you back. Okay, let's say I give you 20 minutes. Hey, I'll see you back in 20 minutes time. In the meantime, you can continue to type on the chat box. I'll be around. All right, see you guys later. Okay, Ricardo, you do not need to leave as in like sign out and sign, but it really depends on you. Usually I'll advise students to just remain logged in. All right.